Welcome to my channel, my respected friends and viewers. In my previous vlog, I said I will take upon the changing bipolar governance of the world. I have gone through some articles, have listened to some experts on their views, and have come up with uh, influenced version of what I have read thus far. So, sharing as it is. Um, so the world is changing. The powers who used to operate silently are now stepping forward. The power struggle is no more between USA or Russia, or even for that matter, USA and China. It is between the power hubs. The three known power hubs perceived to be controlling the world now includes BlackRock, and consortium with total AUM, which stands for assets under management, valued at approximately $24 trillion. The second is sovereign wealth funds. They are consortium of various of different countries who have partnered for common purpose of making profits, and the total AUM is valued at 14 to 15 trillion dollars. The third one is China Safe, valued at 4 to 5 trillion dollars. So, in the slide in front of you, you can see BlackRock Consortium mostly is associated with North America, USA, and SWF is though next to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a key player, but is also joined by Gulf countries, Norway, and Singapore. Whereas China's state capital, safe, is with Chinese territories, but expanding world over through different projects. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are the ones who have recently entered into the defense pact. So let's start today's vlog. So it's not nations anymore, it's power block. The old story, world politics, is a fight between countries. USA China is gone. New reality is the fight between different power hubs. Block one is BlackRock Consortium, where military industrial complex, CIA, big banks, crypto currencies, and blockchain, etc., are the major role players. Goal is profit and control, supported by Vanguard, and this consortium is also supported by Vanguard and State Street organizations, also having considerable wealth. Block 2 is consisting of sovereign wealth funds such as Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's PIF, UAE, Norway, Qatar, Singapore, etc. Goal is long-term wealth and transition. Block 3 is China's state capital, BRICS plus CPEC plus PRI, supported by Russia, Pakistan, Iran, and to some extent GCC are also coming in the loop. Goal is a national strategic dominance. Global financial power comparison, just for your consideration. China safe is sitting at a pretty small level, about $4 trillion, compared to sovereign, which is more than double, 14 to 15 trillions. And finally, the biggest of them all, just under 24 trillion, is the three: BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Um, so, how profits are engineered? Create a crisis, destabilize a region, sell the solution, arm all sides, fund reconstruction, secure the resources, lock down minerals, energy routes, and digital infrastructure. Sound like William, no? The Ukraine example is in front, is a textbook case of this playbook. Next target is set to be South Asia, new frontier of this model. So, how to connect the dots? We can see if a leader of a nation is not cooperating, generally regime change take place. And then conflicts somehow or another starts, and then start this process of so the crisis created. Next is selling the solution, selling the arms, and as well as taking most of the contracts for redevelopment, thus making the money. um, the playbook of this global profit making through conflict is though still relevant, but maybe now getting out of what should I say, fashion, because now the power is also on technology side, so which is gradually taking it away from the armed conflicts. Um, so, in a nutshell, the existing or the previously popular way of making profits through this playbook was creating a crisis, as I mentioned, by destabilizing leadership that won't bend, then sell the solution by arming everyone involved, um, aid with interest, so money keep generating profit making. Third, secure resources, minerals, other energy corridors, digital infrastructures. Just like we saw in Ukraine, their natural resources were being taken over by various powers involved, or they were making strong attempt to do so. Reconstruction is going to follow soon once the war is over. So, why is South Asia the next frontier? We saw removal of Imran Khan. He prioritized Pakistan people over foreign interest, whether America, Chinese, Canadian mining firms, or Gulf states. With him gone, hybrid governance opened the way for the next step, staging conflicts. So, where they encouraged India to attack Pakistan and thus engineering a new arm market far bigger than Ukraine and Middle East. Big difference is that in case of Ukraine, it was US who uh, population or taxpayers who were financing, but in this case, India has the muscle to self-fund its weapon purchase and go on for building new factories. Regime change, a little bit more. Example is Imran Khan, who disrupted the system in ways rarely seen. He spoke to Saudis, the Chinese, and even American as an equal, not a subordinate. He renegotiated exploitative deals like Ricodic mining and independent power producers, cutting off profits for transnational blocs. Most strangers of all, he sought peace with the neighbors Iran, Afghanistan, Russia, and even India, if Kashmir's right to self determination were accepted. Peace ruins the military industrial profit model. By insisting on sovereignty, he directly threatened the revenue streams of global blocs that made him unacceptable. Internal players were approached and the regime was changed. Hybrid regime and inevitable conflicts. Pliable government installed leadership that listened to external orders. Um, the engineered incident creates the condition for conflict, and we saw India attacking Pakistan despite Pakistan's last minute attempts for peace, asking for international investigation and complying to the results. However, Modi did not listen to it, attacked, he radicalized into demanding even more weapons. Unlike Ukraine, where American taxpayers were funding, India decided to buy from its own resources. Pakistan to and global media to certain extent supported India to so that India could sell to its population that India won the conflict that took place. However, reality is slightly different. India's massive arm purchase and establishment of factories for it. The tragic is that our role is written not by us, but by external architects who profit from every bullet sold. Path forward. navigating the blocks. So, what is the path forward? First, acknowledge the game. Pakistan must realize it is a pawn in the larger system. Second, understand the motives of the power hubs, align Gulf sovereign funds with the China's safe, and keep the US big three engaged and comfortable by investing in crypto instead of surrendering to one, two, or all three. Third, learn from Turkey, a NATO ally that still buys Russians S-400s, build its own defense industry, and play all sides in the best interest of its own. Fourth, and finally, public awareness is crucial. If citizens understand how this playbook works, they can resist being used as a cannon fodder for someone else's profits. Survival lies in agility, not in blind subordination. Uh, Decoding Middle East scenario, China in alliance with Pakistan has played its card well, and we saw KSA and Iran on same table. Next, Hamas start getting funded by GCC instead of Iran, and both GCC and Iran reflect clear willingness to be part of China's initiative, including tech that meets PIF's 2030 vision. Apart from investing into USA in its tech, artificial intelligence, um, and crypto developments. Iran eyes on benefit from supplying oil and more to China growing need, and in return getting infrastructure development and tech transfer. Pakistan can benefit here too, however, only with the mindset of a leader that go for equal partnership deals with sovereign wealth fund and China, where SWF may finance the extraction of its 6 trillion plus mineral, including gold, copper, and lithium reserves, and China can be the buyer and user of lithium to use in its EV batteries. All share and benefit equally. This is just about money management. It's about who writes the rules for technology, energy, and corporate governance in the decades ahead. Understanding these power blocks isn't optional, it's essential. Because in the end, every nation must decide what to do: merely adapt to someone else's rules, or do shape the future of their own on their own terms in the best interest of their people. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next vlog. Till then, look after yourself, stay healthy. Bye bye for now.